Okay, my question is, who has noticed that I've worn the exact same sweatshirt in the last 3 videos? Because I didn't. Anyway, I don't know. My name is Sarah Willoughby. I'm the author of He's Making Diamonds, A Teen's Thoughts on Faith Through Chronic Illness, and the host of the Diamonds Conference, a free online conference for chronically ill Christians. Today, let's talk about writing. Writing is hard. It's so hard, guys. I'm in draft 1. I love draft 1s, but writing is hard. Chronic illness is also hard, and if you put them together, they can seem impossible, but I am living proof that they are not. And today, I want to talk about 3 ways to encourage your chronically ill writer. So this is not a video for the writers. If this is a video, if you are a writer, copy the link, send it to your best friend or your family member or whatever, because this is a video to encourage those who love a writer, who know a writer, who care about a writer, who want to encourage a writer or support a writer well in their writing, but don't know how. Because your writer might be asking you this, or they might not know how to word it, or they might want to ask you this, but they're not going to ask you these things. They're going to just hope that you magically know, and that's not how people work. So that's what I'm here for, is to tell you these things to encourage your writer. So this could be a long list, but we're just going to stick with three ways to encourage your chronically ill writer. So number 1, don't compare them to other writers, because chronic illness affects life. And really, just don't compare any writer to another writer. But with chronically ill writers, it takes so much more energy and discipline in some ways to write, because they have to battle through lack of energy, through excruciating pain, through confusing brain fog. They have so many of these other things that are stealing away the time and energy that they otherwise would have been able to give to writing. And so comparing their speed, comparing their style, comparing the way that they do things, the method that they do things, the environment that they need to do things in to a healthy writer is just not fair. It's not fair for the healthy writer. It's not fair for the chronically ill writer. It's just not fair, because we're each created differently and we each deal with different things. And so comparing them can be so hurtful and so discouraging. And I'm so thankful for my family and friends who have really done a great job of this. They've understood that some things take me longer, and that some things take me shorter, and that some things have to happen in a different order or way than it would have seemed logical from the beginning. But it is, because I've wrestled through to figure out what does work for me. And also, what works for me changes over time, and that's going to be true for your writer as well. And so remember that too. If whatever they need, it might change over time. Number 2, celebrate the small things. And this, again, is true for every writer, but I want to add something here. Celebrate the small things creatively. So whatever you're doing, but like for creatives, for writers, for chronically ill writers, it's really important to celebrate things, to celebrate those steps. And most writers that I've met do a horrible job at this. They don't celebrate it because there's always more to do. You finish writing a first chapter, well, guess what? There are 20 more to write. You finish writing a first draft, well, guess what? Now you get to edit. You finish editing, now you get to edit again, and 8 more times. And then you finish that. Okay, well, now is it time to pitch? Is it time to get a professional editor? Is it time to write a book proposal? Is it time? Like, there's endless things, even after, like, I published my book. Okay, it's over. No, it's not. It's not over then. That's when the marketing really kicks in. That's when the next book starts to get. And so it's so easy to not celebrate. But when you don't celebrate, it can be really discouraging. You can get stuck in this mentality of, oh man, there's more to do. I'm always behind. There's more to do. There's more to do. Instead of going, oh my goodness, look at what I just did. Like, celebrate those, because that is a lot of hard work that went into those things, even the small things. And so celebrate especially the small things. And what that's going to look like for someone with a chronic illness might look a little differently. Like for me, buy me chocolate. Great way to celebrate with me. For a friend of mine, she celebrates by watching a movie. There's just so many different ways to celebrate, whether that's writing them a card or doing something fun with them or whatever it is. And part of this is the way that I say creatively is because for each chronic illness warrior, it's going to look different. You know, some of them aren't going to be able to eat chocolate because of food sensitivities. Some of them aren't going to be able to watch a movie because of like sensory issues. Some of them aren't going to really feel super encouraged by being around a lot of people because that's just going to drain more energy from them. So it really depends on your individual person. But be creative and remind them and help them celebrate, because most writers are not very good at that, no matter what their health experience is. And so finally, number 3, read their writing with awareness. So whether they're a fiction writer or a nonfiction writer, read their writing with the understanding of their experience that's fueling their writing. Every writer writes from their experience, you know, like there's a piece of that writer, of that author in all of their writing, and sometimes it's challenging to see at first, but if you pay attention, you can see how much of their heart is in their writing, even if they're writing a book, or not even writing a book, but like writing an article that someone wants them to write about pets and they don't have pets. Like, they're still going to put part of them in there somewhere. And so read their writing with awareness. And really, that's going to be a way that you'll get to understand them more, because writing is something that you can't really hide behind. You can't really filter yourself in some ways. Like, writing, as even fiction writing, is like a very, very thin veil for our hearts. And so read it with the awareness that you're getting a glimpse into their inner world in a way that is probably really challenging for them to verbally explain. So read their writing, first of all, like that. Please read their writing when they say they want you to, when they make it available publicly, not before that, but when they've done that, read it. They've put so much work into it. It really means a lot when someone reads it, and when someone reads it with intentionality, not just like scanning it and moving on, but like reading it and going, this resonated, you know, I like this part, or this made me think, you know, whether that's fiction or nonfiction or whatever. So with that said, I will see you in the next video, but I hope that this helps you encourage your writer. If you're a writer, I'd love to hear down below what encourages you when you're writing. What are some things, so that those watching this video can scroll down and look at some more ideas. But like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.